Salamta again, Daniel here, and we continue with the history from Switzerland and a very important, serious science to understand. So I grew up in a place called Cham again. We have it's the church there. It's like the symbol, okay, the symbol of the city. It's this church, the tower. And it's I think it's the only or one of the very few churches where the tower is not parallel to the building. Yeah, so the building, we call this in German the Schiff, so it's a ship. Yeah, the building actually where the house, yeah, where the people make the where they sit, where is the preacher and all these things. And then you have the tower, right? And normally this is all parallel. It's all, you know, the tower is parallel to the building. So in this case, it's not. It's like it's aligned, you know. It's like has to do with the sun. Yeah, there is a special day. The sun shines through this tower, and there is also some the gargoyles there, you know, because a Catholic. It's Catholic. It's very special because again, we have in Switzerland, we have so-called, they called cantone. Yeah, the regions. The regions, they are divided in cantone. So the Zug, it's a city. So it's, you have always a canton. It's this province. Yeah, the province. And then you have the capital of the province, right? So my city there, it's called Cham, and it's the canton Zug, right? And there is also the capital of the canton Zug. It's called Zug, right? And the train in German, it's called also Zug. So, but the word, the word of the city, it's not coming from the train, yeah, for sure, because the city is older than the trains. It's coming from they would. It's also, it's next to the lake, yeah, and they would fish a lot. This was a fisher town actually before, and they would pull, also ziehen, okay. It's also mean to pull, right? So they would pull the fish net, the nets with the fish. So Zug, okay. Was not so important. It was not so important until, let's say, the church, yeah, the Catholic Church, they put their dominion, yeah, there around, because there is very important energetical points, right? So as we know, the system always conquers this holy, let's say, highly energetical places on earth, right? So that's why they conquer, let's say, the Jerusalem, yeah. They conquered these places, the Temple of Solomon, and they want to conquer all, you know, all the energetically high significant places, you know, to manipulate, to dominate. So if there is a place where is a lot of spirits around, like fairies and jinns, you know, whatever you want to call them, so it's life forces which are invisible normally, mostly, but they can turn visible, yeah, to some people, or again, in some circumstances they can turn visible. So in this case, the Catholic Church, they are very good in, you know, very bad, let's say, yeah. But what they do is they conquer these places, and then they make this Catholic, they make it a Catholic thing, yeah. They make a Catholic pilgrimage place, like Lourdes in France, or Fatima in Portugal, yeah. And you know, you must know Switzerland. Again, Switzerland, it was just German tribes there. And what is this German tribes? You know, they were also Pfahlbauer. They would live, it means Pfahlbauer, they would live on the lakes, on stamps on trunks, wooden constructions on the lakes, yeah, because every year, you know, in like after the winter, you know, like, because you must know Switzerland there, actually there in Cham, where I grew up, you have a beautiful view, you have a beautiful sunset when you're on the lake, you know, everyone who's from there knows what I am talking about. When you watch there, you see you see the sunset, you watch the sunset, you see the lake, and you see the mountains, you see the Alps, you see always there on the background the Alps, and you see them full of snow, and you can imagine every year, yeah, when the snow melts, the whole flatland, the lowland, it gets flooded. Okay, so originally the people in the lowlands, they would live on the lakes and not next to the lake, yeah, because the next to the lake was normally just swamps, and that again every year it's flood, so you have to make these constructions on the lake. So these tribes, you can see these tribes, they were actually African tribes, that's it, it's Ethiopian tribes. And Babylon coming in as Rome, yeah, to these kind of places, because before the Greeks, and you know, the Greeks, they were more and on the sea, yeah. So you know, Greece, they have so many islands, yeah, and the Greek people, they would mostly travel on sea, yeah. So also the Roman thing, you know, the Roman thing coming out of the Greek, yeah, it also, yeah, it's very quick. You go from Greece to go to Italy, there to Rome, yeah, it goes very fast with a boat. And from there you're gonna go to conquer then these tribes, yeah, which are living in the Alps, and we're very spiritually connected and very well connected with the Ethiopian highlands. You must understand, because this is all connected. The royalty, yeah, you have to understand where royalty is coming from. Civilization, humanity, it's all very linked, and you can then, if you study the history of it, it makes actually totally sense, and it's very easy to understand, you know, that Switzerland, the Alps, you know, the Alps, they're in 4 countries, if I'm not in doubt, yeah, the Alps, like the biggest mountains here after the Caucasus mountain, yeah, the Alps this is in France, in Switzerland, Italy, yeah, and Austria. You have, and maybe Slovenia, I don't know. Yeah, they consider the Alps, yeah, the biggest mountains there. The Mont Blanc is the biggest peak there in the Alps, and next to is CERN. CERN. So again, CERN is this here. So we have CERN. You see it, and you can also see the 666. Okay, in the logotype of CERN. As we know, 666 is where is this number coming from? Yeah, it's written in Revelation, in the Bible. Yeah, and if you consider in the Bible talking about the computer, it's talking about again the 666, and it's talking about so many things very important. So again, read the Bible, and again, the mark of the beast and his number and 666 and all these things. And then it's also talking about Abaddon, and it's talking about Apollyon, like it's saying Apollyon, and in Hebrew it's called Abaddon. So again, Apollos is the god of destruction. In CERN you have a Shiva statue there. You know, Shiva is the god of destruction, and Shiva, you know, I don't like Shiva. Like I know what the concept is coming from and all this, but now the imagery, like the blue guy, no, this image, what the human made, and this is a sin. Yeah, so you cannot do that, in my belief, right? So I don't like that stuff, because, for example, I know in Switzerland it's the biggest hypocrisy ever. Yeah, I know years ago there was this thing about minaret verbot. Minaret is like in the mosque, the Muslim mosque. Yes, the tower. It's like this tower. It's a tower. This is from a Catholic church tower. Yeah. So a mosque has also a tower, and we in German we call this minaret. And there was years ago this whole scandal in Switzerland. There's this minaret verbot. So this minaret, they forbid it in Switzerland. Really, yeah. So it's forbidden. So that's why you cannot see none of them there. You cannot see no mosque with this tower in Switzerland because it's forbidden. Maybe nowadays, yes, I don't know. But I don't believe so. I just know that you have other temples. Like you have Buddhist temples, and there is then suddenly no problem. And for sure, in CERN, which is the biggest scientific complex in the whole world, which has nothing to do with science, like teaching science or discovering something. They don't discover nothing there. It's like Columbus discovered America. This kind of discovery they do. They do a witchcraft. Yeah, it's the Matrix. Yeah. And it's the destruction of humanity, right, coming out of there. And this is a serious thing, yeah? Because everything, look, I have an iPhone here, and here is a Sony Vaio, and it's all digitalized, and in between all these waves, and it's actually not healthy at all. And we're just using these tools, as long as we can use it, because if tomorrow is no internet, yeah? If tomorrow is no internet, yes, and then get prepared. If you want a peace, you prepare for war. That's what was Lao Tse, Chinese wise man. He said, and it's common sense. You want a peace. You want a peace. You have to be prepared for war, because if you're afraid of war, if someone comes an aggressor, right? An aggressor comes now, for sure. Myself, as I do martial arts, I will defend myself, but the people now in Europe, they will not defend themselves because they're afraid and they don't really know how to defend themselves. And this what people have to understand. If you go to Africa, people, they have faith. People in Africa, they understand about spirits. Sorry, they understand about spiritual attack and spiritual warfare as well. And that's why also the people in Africa, when they prepare for war, they do it in the spirit. Yes, and the martial arts, you can see that these real Shaolin monks and all these things, yeah, you see everything is possible with the faith, with the spirit, yeah. So faith can move mountains. Again, the Ark of the Covenant is the symbolizing the presence of God, and you have to have the faith in all these things, because even Ashanti, Ashanti is a kingdom, and they have the golden stool, yeah, which came from heaven, yeah. It came and it manifests, yes, and this is a matter of faith, yes, and everything is a matter of faith, yeah, the healing and the science and all these things. So without faith, over and out, and I can tell you that this kind of manipulation now, that's what Switzerland is all about. Yeah, Switzerland is all about energy manipulation, so that you're in a hypnotic state, that you do not understand what they are stealing behind your back, and how they're manipulating the whole society, yes, through this technology. And again, this was the dream of my grandfather, to have everything done by robots. But to do so, I can give a parallel. I can give you a parallel, right? I have a friend, I know someone, Actually, he sells these sponges, this from the sea, you know, the real organic, the real natural sea sponges, right? But actually there is a problem with that, because there is not so many anymore, so many of them, because yeah, it's the exploration of the resources, you know. It's like it had brought many animals to extinction, you know, and other resources, you know, they can be finished once, you know. Not every resource is sustainable, and you know, like there is stuff, if you take everything and you don't let it to recover, it's over. There is no sponge then anymore, you know. So still, I know this individual, he sells the sponges, and they use the sponges here to women, they use it for the menstruation. They put it there to suck the blood. And all right, is this sustainable? Yeah, it is organic, but it's not sustainable, you understand? If every woman in the world would use a little sponge for that every month, yeah, they would be extinguished quick. Yeah, that's why these sponges are actually protected and all these things. So it's the same with this like technology. Yeah, so even if this technology would not fry your brain with 5G and all this thing, if it would be on a frequency, on a natural, on a healthy frequency, yeah, if you need this kind of resources for the batteries, like lithium, like etc., this is not renewable. Yeah, so you have to go and this whole thing, you have to go to the tropics, you know, and you have to have this kind of technology. Many people have to die before you have your smartphone in your hand. So again, in this short period of time after the Second World War, they started to make the corporations everywhere, and they started to digitalize, right? Digitalize. Because this technology, it's coming out of the military. It's coming out of the warfare. It's like the pharma industry, again, like Nestle, like the food. Again, Nestle is founded in my city. I will talk to you about this later. It's still about this energy manipulation, about CERN, about internet, about these things. So it's very important to know that it's all designed by the same people. Yeah, it's all designed by the same people. So it's their tradition of evil they're spreading, yes, and they're teaching, and it's a real you conquer this high energetic mountain, for example. You have a mountain like every mountain in Switzerland, every peak has an antenna there, you know, and again, that's how they manipulate, and that's how they do. So again, CERN, check it out. That's where they invented the internet. So, and this whole thing is making too much damage. Yeah. So if tomorrow is no internet, here is a civil war going on, and there is hunger, and there is big problems. So to prevent this, we do our best. So education is the key. Yes, I thank you very much, and blessed love. See you soon. Daniel, One Love Caravan.